running. With 3 diesel-powered electric generators producing 1,000 kilowatt-hours of electricity, it's the most efficient energy system ever designed for these extreme conditions. The generators don't just produce energy, they also recycle excess heat, pumping it not out of the building, but into a system of sophisticated heat exchangers.
The whole station down here at South Pole is heated primarily off of the one generator that's running. We scavenge every bit of heat that we possibly can.
With the new generator up and running, other parts of the new structure now have power, including the recently constructed kitchens. This allows the workers and scientists to properly celebrate the major social event of the year for Americans, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Thank you very much.
For the first time, and in scenes which would astonish earlier inhabitants of the pole, cooks at the South Pole are hard at work in a true chef's kitchen.
It's pretty sweet. There's some really nice new toys that they gave us this year. Cheers. Cheers to South Pole.
Working hard in extreme temperatures, the body uses up huge amounts of energy. These workers eat as much as 5,000 calories a day, nearly 3,000 more than needed in a British climate.
We don't hold back on the butter, we don't hold back on the rich food. They like it filling, rich, and comforting.
I would say this was better than my mother's turkey, but she would probably kill me. So it's almost as good.
For project manager Jerry Marty, it's also a chance to thank his team for their hard work.
Happy Thanksgiving, and you're part of history.
And to celebrate their many accomplishments. In just 4 years, the team has already completed a new satellite dish, allowing communication with the outside world. They've erected a 7-mile-long antenna to help predict solar storms that could damage our wireless communication systems. But the biggest achievement yet is simply called IceCube. It's a probe scientists have developed that can detect subatomic particles called neutrinos found deep within the 2-mile-thick Antarctic ice.
We'll go at probably a rate of about 12 meters an hour. So we should be at 4 to 5 hours at 50 meters.
The ideal depth for the probe is over 1.5 miles. Using an ice-melting drill, it can take 48 hours to bore each hole. Once complete, the 5,000 sensors of the IceCube will be lowered deep into ice that froze millions of years ago, trapping neutrinos that could reveal how our planet and the cosmos has evolved. The data will open a window into some of the most perplexing events in our universe's past and future. Exploding stars, gamma-ray bursts, even black holes. Over the next 6 years, 80 holes will be bored over an area of half a square mile. So the rig and metal shelter is designed to move between locations. It's a massive undertaking, costing over £70 million, almost as much as the station itself. For construction manager Jerry Marty, every completed task gets him a little bit closer to the finish line.
IceCube. First hole, first string deployed, ASTO telescope removed, traverse equipment being offloaded, sock transition happening in another hour. Not a bad morning today for a Monday. How we doing?
It's a good day today, but Jerry now has just 1 season to finish the 3 new wings. They'll need more days like these to beat the freezing weather before they complete the project and face the final hurdle. The inspection team. November 2005. The team have now just 2 months to finish the final 3 wings of the Amundsen-Scott Polar Station before the arrival of the building and safety inspectors known as the design team. Fail the inspection and the whole project will be put back a year, costing millions in delays. Last summer, the wings were complete enough for work to begin on the interiors during the 8 long months of the Antarctic winter. But there's still a lot to do.
Well, that's a tight fit.
They now have just 2 months to finish installing over a mile of heating and air conditioning system, put up 10,000 drywall panels, and complete over 60 miles of communication lines that will snake through the walls.
Take it apart, move it, put it back together again, right?
All of the work is managed by project managers Jerry Marty and Carlton Walker. With time so tight, teams work around the clock. This meeting started at 4:45 in the morning.
Did you guys get the plugins moved?
Isolated in the middle of 14 square kilometers of ice, Carlton knows that new workers can't simply be brought in if things fall behind. So planning is vital.
If everything else goes to the side, we move comms today. Top of the list.
But after 15 years at the pole, Carlton knows that in this environment, shortcuts are not an option.
There's no timeline or deadline that's worth getting hurt about, so that is the single thing to stress today. Let's go build some stuff.
With inspection time approaching, the pressure's beginning to take its toll.
Every year's a battle. It's just a different battle. It's weather, it's flights, it's material, it's everything. Every year's different. If it was easy, I wouldn't be here.
To make things worse for Carlton, there's not just the work on the wings to manage. 1.5 miles to the west of the station, construction is beginning on what will be the tallest structure in Antarctica, the South Pole Telescope. Built and tested in Texas, the 270-ton frame and 10-meter dish was then dismantled, packed up, and shipped 12,000 miles to the pole. Its location at the end of the Earth will mean the telescope can always be aimed at the southern sky, unaffected by the rotation of the globe. Far away from polluted skies, it'll capture images of the heavens unattainable anywhere else on the planet. Rising 7 stories into the air, it'll be able to detect cosmic microwave background radiation, the faint light signature left by the Big Bang 14 billion years ago, answering questions on the structure of the universe. It'll also reveal previously unseen galaxies, and perhaps unravel the mystery of dark energy, a force some astronomers theorize will cause the universe to rip itself apart. One of the most powerful telescopes ever built, it will literally be able to glimpse both the birth of the universe and its ultimate demise. Back at the main site, the team have more earthly concerns. It's December 2005, and the final construction on the new wings is underway. Carpenters are covering the station in special plastic sheeting to create an extra seal between the heated interiors and the Antarctic temperatures. But even this straightforward task is complicated by the extreme cold.
The staplers are too cold to work. Staplers just keep seeming to freeze up with the temperature. There might be a little grease in there, so we're heating them up because they're slowing us down a bit.
It's just 2 weeks before the inspection team arrives. But it's also midsummer, and in the Antarctic, that means Christmas. To celebrate, the station's crew head outside for an annual race around the world.
No pushing, no shoving, no tripping.
They'll circle the globe, crossing every longitude twice, a distance down here of about 400 meters. It's the last chance for the team to relax before the inspection team arrives. And by then, everything must be in complete working order. In just 3 short years, Jerry Marty, Carlton Walker and their team have built the remaining 3 wings. The final stage of the Amundsen-Scott South Pole Station. It's taken 340 tons of steel, 750 high-tech insulation panels, and 60,000 man-hours, all worked at temperatures 30 degrees below freezing. Now they have to face their toughest challenge yet. A plane is on its way to the station. On board are the building inspectors, known as the design team, led by Sandy Singer. They're coming for one reason, and one reason only: to inspect every detail of every job carried out on the new 3 wings. At the South Pole, Jerry Marty is coordinating a last-ditch review to make sure no regulations have been overlooked. The inspection team will stay for 10 days. 10 days that will push everybody to the limit. 10 days known as Hell Week.
Welcome back!
The pleasantries